LPT request: how to approach a person or small group at a party or event when I don't know anyone. This situation is very challenging for me. Often, I'll arrive at a party and then I'll feel overwhelmed and inadequate. Hesitant to approach anyone. I'll just kind of freeze and then eventually leave. I fully acknowledge this is some kind of social anxiety I that experience, and I know. Generally, this situation is difficult for a lot of people. 2. Edit added a word. Walk up to people who are alone. Introduce yourself. Ask them how they know the host. Make small talk. If they're receptive, cool. But if they're not, move on. When I do not know anyone, I immediately head to the drinks and food. You can ask about their favorites or try something new. If you like it, ask who made it and tell them you love it and ask for recipe. If the party is catered, ask about the restaurant. If you know the host well, ask if there is anything that you can help with, such as trash cleanup or taking out the bag, restocking drinks into cooler or refrigerator. Learn to use your thin slice. The walk up. Introduction. Smile. Ask a question. That's in at most 45 seconds. Smile. If they are friendly, go from there. If not, move on. In places where I'm not supposed to know anyone, e.g. work conferences, networking events. Some weddings have had great success with sidling up to a group and saying, I don't know anyone here. Do you mind if I nudge in? Also, when you arrive, a short chat with the bartender, greeter, etc. gives you a chance to get a sense of the room and feel a bit more comfortable. I often use how do you know the host as a good way to start a conversation easily with others and helps identify common links for chatting. My tip: be the first to arrive. It naturally forces conversation. I always lead with a compliment. I literally go, hey, I don't know anyone here. Can I talk to you guys? And that's it. People are always chill about it. Back in college, and if it was a keg party, I'd go to the keg and just become the pourer for everyone coming to get a drink. Practically everyone is grateful to some extent for that and will say thanks or just start some sort of small talk. By the end of the party, most times everyone would recognize me even if they don't know my name and would be friendly. Not really the best way to get to know people one-on-one, obviously. But if the goal is just socialize somewhere where you don't know anyone, it's a good method. People always like the man who offers a stick of gum. Michael Scott. Ask people questions about themselves. Be sincere and curious. I also have pretty bad social anxiety. But if you can get someone else to do the talking, it's much easier to be out among people. My favorite opener to approach a stranger at a group event is to ask how they know the host. Offers a variety of answers that open up avenues to a conversation. Edit whoops, just went through the thread and realized multiple people have already suggested this. But I'll leave it up because it's true. It takes practice, but other than some good advice already given, I would add: make a comment on something that is in the moment and agreeable. Could be something you can agree on and based on your current shared experience. Find something you have in common with the person or group and go from there. Chatting and making friends can be a lot like dating. Use your instincts and enjoy your time. I'm too old for wild parties, but when I go to someone's place for a party or event, I immediately go into the kitchen and ask how I can help. Help load drinks. Help wash. Help prep, etc. I did this after a couple got married and I had no idea who anyone was, but was invited because of my boyfriend. All of the women decided they loved me for it. I have a lot of anxiety too, but I find keeping my hands busy and having a job helps me use that to break the ice. Had the worst social anxiety of my life at a going away party where I only knew the guest of honor. I'm having flashbacks just thinking about it. I feel for you. It seems obvious, but when I stayed at my first hostel, I started convos with "Hey, what's your name?" It's a chill first line to say to someone, and can be followed by a compliment. You can leave dozens of conversations a night by saying "I have to hit the bathroom." It was great meeting you. Use it when the conversation is about to dry up. I think it helps to remind yourself that in most parties, everyone knows only a handful of people. Everyone is lost to a certain extent and finds it overwhelming and awkward. I'm removing social butterflies for simplicity. If initiating the conversation is hard for you, lurking around an existing group of 2-3 people and chiming in helps to become part of that group. If you know the host well, ask them to introduce you. They will know everyone invited. It's okay if you feel overwhelmed. Most people I've met at parties have felt overwhelmed lots of times. Walk up to them and say, "I'm here for the gangbang." 1. Get a drink to hold in front of you and sip from to look natural. 2. Look around and pick a small group. 3. Walk up and start listening. 4. When they eventually pause to say hello, say, "Hello, my name is XX. Mind if I listen in?" Don't worry. There is no way anybody can ever refuse. 5. You're in and can participate in the conversation. Sometimes they annoyingly never stop talking and pause, in which case you've lost 3 minutes. Sip your drink. Look around. Find a new group. And after a polite period, nod and walk off to the next group. Some alcohol helps. Well, I just volunteer to help in with those things which I am handy or can just help as little it maybe. People, especially party givers, appreciates any small help they get. Made many friends in this manner, even though I am an introvert and won't talk much until someone starts a conversation. Find someone at a party also not talking to people and talk to them. You can easily compliment something they are wearing and then segue into "Who do you know at this party?" The progress from there. Pretend you know the person really well and have fun. "Hey, long time no see." Stranger, "Hey, you God, did you see what Jessica is wearing? I'm in shock." Just be over the top. And as soon as the person suspects you are lying, come clean and just tell them you were playing around since you didn't know anyone. A good-natured person will find this funny and still want to talk to you. I usually go with, "And you guys know each other? All of you?" Done. Asking people how they know each other is a good groundbreaker. I walk up to a group with a drink in my hand and say, "What's going on, guys?" I like to walk up to a group of 3 or more, says cheers, and then, "What are you guys talking about? This isn't where I parked my car." Ask them what they do for fun. Then ask questions about the things they like. Ask them about their jobs and their lives. Just acting politely curious about someone is an easy way to make conversation. Make a joint. People will approach you. Grin works for me. I guess it depends on the event though. Stand in the corner and when people walk by, point to the ground and say you dropped it. When they look down and realize they didn't drop anything, smile and say, "I meant a smile," and mime handing them a smile you pulled out of your pocket. Extra point if you place the smile on their face. This will literally put a smile on their face. Works 100 of the times. I get there early and greet people one at a time. So much easier than walking into a room full of strangers. Usually you know the host, so how do you know? Insert host name here.